Hey Buddy was brought to you by Don't you hate it when you hit the wrong button?
I'm like, outro already? Show's
Yeah,
over.
we're done.
Go home.
We're not
Nothing to
talking
see here.
Nothing at all. Showcase is canceled.
Canceled.
Hey Buddy
Hey, buddy's been
decided.
canceled.
Yeah, we're not
I said a
watching
bad
it.
word on this last podcast. So
It's the whole channel's taken down. Well, I mean, originally you did tell me that like this is the one we're doing naked, right? You got it confused for our OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. I thought this was I got scheduling mixed up.
That's right. I had to rush and put some clothes on.
Yeah, I had my bondage gear on. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Oh, I know you liked it. Bought it for you.
So you're a new Series X owner. You really haven't jumped into much. I mean, you've had Xboxes though.
Oh yeah,
life,
I mean,
much.
we had 360. We had Xbox One. I mean, I didn't get to play it as much, obviously, because being breadwinner, family, working all the time.
Yeah, the kids are the ones playing all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what I did play was I was playing Lego Star Wars, which is an amazing game. But
of course,
still,
But now that you're older, you're getting back into all the stuff you got to miss out on, and
absolutely. So, but yeah, we've since the 360 was out, we've always had an Xbox in the house.
Awesome.
And I didn't want it to end, so yeah, we just recently got the X series, which I haven't gotten to actually put my hands on yet, because I did get it for Little Nova, but I will be soon. A certain game that we're going to be taking a look at today.
I know, right after the showcase, the Starfield Direct. I can't wait. The problem is, I hope, and I think too many people are just like me, and probably just like you. We want Skyrim in space, and that's probably not what the game is. But...
No, that's what it is. I mean, why else would they be doing it?
Well, to be fair, Oblivion isn't Skyrim, and Morrowind before Oblivion isn't Oblivion. Like those Elder Scroll games have changed, and they've not just in refinement, but even gameplay and mechanics over every time they do a new iteration. So I could see Starfield taking things that they learned that they liked from Skyrim, same studio in terms of the team that worked on Skyrim. Bethesda's a huge studio, but the same team that worked on Skyrim, Todd Howard and all his whole people, they're the ones doing Starfield as well. And I could see them taking things they learned and bringing it to Starfield, but they're probably making a vastly different game.
I'm sure, because take that into account when Skyrim came out. I mean, even though it still holds up today and it still has a huge following today.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much more in game technology, game mechanics that wasn't there before. So I'm sure this will be, a new amazing game. But still, they know what we want. So
True, they do. But I guarantee that the biggest thing isn't just to make what people want. You want to make something that people didn't know they wanted. And the best way I can point to that when it comes to video games, and people might hate me for it, but the games are huge. To me, it's the new Zeldas in terms of Breath of the Wild, and then the way that they built on Breath of the Wild and made Tears of the Kingdom. I know, Jay, you haven't played one of those yet, but they completely retooled the Legend of Zelda series with that style of gameplay and bring it to an open world and all about exploration and honestly ingenuity. That the game is all about your imagination and sandbox. Like, what can I do with the tools that Nintendo has given me to get through this world? And that's not something that Zelda was really known for. And now it's like you play those games, which you will soon. You're going to be playing Breath of the Wild soon. But you play those games and you're like, I don't know how I would it still feels like Zelda, but this is they gave me something I didn't know I wanted. So hopefully Starfield can do that same thing. It has those things that we expect because we love Skyrim so much, but yet there's something that we didn't know that we wanted in this game.
No, that's a good point.
Oh, we got a countdown.
With a minute left to go, exciting news. A game that I didn't know I needed to play, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Finished it.
You finished it.
So
And
you will have to find out if you
on Jay
subscribe
Plays.
on Jay Plays Old Shit on Patreon.
That's right. Patreon.com/HeyyBuddy. We're there waiting for some friends. I mean, not that we don't already have some. We just want friends that give us money. Most of us want that.
Those are the best kind of friends.
Exactly.
You don't have a lot of those.
Now, let's be honest. We're being a little mean to the podcast crowd. This will not be a podcast. We learned our lesson with that PlayStation showcase. This is just for everyone here on YouTube. So I got to remember the next time I record the podcast to mention that we've got this nice video to come check out here on YouTube. But it does mean that we won't necessarily be talking over every little thing that comes up on our screen. I wonder what we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Strange is no audio. I don't know why.
What do I think about heroes? Well, we've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Looks nice.
Yeah, I mean,
medieval. I want
like a
single night. On a day-to-day basis, I'll say the true heroes meet.
Yeah, definitely, medieval game. I was gonna say within the store and stuff like that. I was like, oh, like even like a Zelda, but that's probably just because you just brought it up.
True.
It probably has nothing to do with nothing to mirror Zelda at all.
Right.
I'm trying to remember this actor's name.
I don't know.
He was. I think this is the same guy that was in the Watch with Ben Stiller and
Whoa, we heard that now, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does.
This is awkward.
Huh?
A watch? The neighborhood watch? Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, it's a new Fable.
Oh,
holy shit.
I mean, that caught me by surprise big time.
Yeah, because Fable always looked goofier than real, like almost realism, didn't it? And the fact that you're going to be tiny, that's new. The other Fables, you weren't like a tiny little person.
I did hear that the new Fable was gonna take like a major twist.
Okay.
We haven't seen before, but I did love
when I saw the fantasy setting, I first wanted to say Fable, but I'm like, it doesn't look like Fable to me.
It's definitely more polished.
Oh yeah, well, I think it's the same people that make the Forza Horizon games, which you got Game Pass. You should play those games. Those are fun car sandbox games. Ooh, I love guitar. Anything with guitar. And bunnies? Come on, I'm sold. Guitars and bunnies.
It's actually one of my favorite game mechanics in The Last of Us Part 2 was
you can play real songs.
Yeah. I have longer gameplay hours on that just because I think I sat there forever. This looks interesting though with the art style.
Yeah, I like the guy just jamming and playing the blues.
Shaking bones. Been a while. So, you remember that favor you owe me? I'm looking for a creature. Huge, sneaky, teeth like knives.
I like the art style.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it reminds me of.
It's really polished, but has like a certain level of like jank on purpose.
Yeah.
No. Nobody?
Oh, you know what? It kind of reminds me of like a more realistic. It Takes Two kind of
Oh, I
look.
gotcha. In terms of the people in that, yeah, the live action.
Like with the wood grain and
Right. Oh, she's doing magic.
this looks really interesting actually. Kind of got that New Orleans maybe Bayou vibe.
South of Midnight. It's got a cool name. It's a great
Yeah.
name to a game.
But no idea what the hell you're going to be doing in this game.
No. Good for Xbox though. They just started with 2, Xbox originals in terms of their showcase. That's been a big contention with Xbox is how many originals do they have compared to PlayStation in the past few years.
I just will jot that one down because later on I'll forget. But when it comes out, I'm
Star Wars.
Check it out. No, that's not what this is.
Ooh, it looks polished as hell.
Belongs to the syndicates.
Oh, I think there was a Star Wars game being made by the same studio that did Detroit Become Human.
Oh yeah, I got to get to that game too.
And that's why they're very cinematic, those type of games.
Hmm.
On second thought, I'm out.
This won't be console exclusive, but either way, I'm glad we're getting to see it because anything Star Wars gets my panties in a twist.
Oh yeah.
I've been held back my whole life.
Some of these game engine cutscenes are so good. I'd watch a whole movie like this.
I just need a chance.
Oh, yeah.
To finally be free.
I mean, I don't think that's far out from the future where
No.
of what things are going to be going with AI.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance.
Oh,
You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
I hope this is soon. I hate seeing a game that gets me so excited it then says 3 years from now.
Yeah, coming in.
But it's a
Never.
galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Wow.
This does look really good.
This looks fantastic.
I mean, some of this could definitely be cutscenes, but I hope some of this will
Oh,
be gameplay.
Outlaws? Come on now.
Nice.
2024.
I like
At
it.
least it's next year. Star Wars Outlaws.
You get to be a scruffy looking nerf herder, maybe.
Oh man, that looks fantastic. No, that says Ubisoft down there on the bottom. Oh, there was a Ubisoft Star Wars game being made because they saw what they were doing with the Avatar game. Disney did. And it was like, oh, you want to do a Star Wars one?
Ever made. Starfield.
Ooh.
Gaming is the most powerful of all entertainment. It transports, it challenges, it connects us, and it's just incredibly and awesomely fun. That is why Team Xbox is committed to building the greatest place to play. By partnering with the most ambitious of game creators, and by unleashing the power of the gaming community, enabling all of us to play the games we want with our friends anywhere, from mobile devices to PCs to consoles. The lineup we have for you today is just incredible.
They already showed us 3 really good games.
These are the
Yeah.
world's very greatest creative teams from around the world.
I gotta excuse myself for just 1 minute. I'll
Yep.
be right back.
The largest, most engaged, and globally diverse fan base in Xbox history. You are the heart and soul of Xbox. Your passion drives us, and you are the inspiration for the visionaries whose games we showcase today. From me and all of the team at Xbox, thank you. This next game is from Thunder Lotus, the award-winning studio behind Spiritfarer, who've gone back to their combat roots with an amazing co-op raid-focused action game that is uniquely theirs. All right, everybody, it's time.
I'll be honest, this showcase is already beating the PlayStation showcase. In the fact that if the PlayStation showcase felt more like one of their states of play where they just show you a bunch of videos, which is exactly what they did. A showcase is supposed to be more grand, not just a state of play. It's supposed to be more grand. This having the woman there giving introductions, saying things on a stage, that feels like it's more.
Well, I mean, the PlayStation did that too, but the guy was a little dry.
Well, yeah, at the very end, yeah, he was. And they're like, oh, also, we have these 2 new pieces of hardware. Why don't you check them out? It's almost like they didn't care they were making them at the end.
Yeah. But that's one thing I will say about Xbox, at least lately. They've been. The presentation.
Presentation is amazing.
They've been really up in that game, even to opening up the box.
Yeah. The only thing
game.
I was not a fan of when it came to the Series X was when I first got it and they didn't change the UI. I understand why.
Player co-op?
All right.
Holy shit.
Why not?
I don't even know 33 people.
Yeah, but it does mean that 4 people that we know could all have a good time.
Maybe. But if you need like 30 though.
That's true. Some dungeons you can't get through it.
But this looks kind of neat. Like, I don't know. It could be chaotic too, but it sounds like a neat idea.
That's a good time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that. I was like, whoa.
No, you weren't coming. I was just saying I wish the Xbox UI, the user interface, had changed between Xbox One to Series X, because that would have made it feel like it was more next gen. Because the Series X is actually a little bit more powerful than the PS5, but you would never know that. It feels like they just upgraded an Xbox One a little bit.
All right, gotcha.
It's a simple job.
Payday 3.
Yeah.
Just in and out.
Which isn't a bad thing. Go heists with your friends.
I mean, I never played this either, but I know the maths.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, you, me, Josh, we can do heists together. The problem is when Josh and I played this, Payday 2, we had a good time, but I'm an asshole, and I kept rushing ahead, and he was getting stuck, like, because I'd set an alarm off, and the police would get him. And
yeah, you're doing that on the Wolfenstein too. I'd look up and look, where'd he go? You're like 4 buildings up from me. But there's still bad guys to fight.
Damn straight. But no, if you actually like play this cooperatively, I bet it's a good time.
Oh yeah. Obviously, there want to be 3 of them.
Like Payday 2 was real. I mean that game's been out forever too. Like to tell, like the staying power of it. So to finally move on to a 3rd one, like this game's going to be supported probably by the game developers for years to come in terms of new DLC and tweaks to it in case there's any bugs and stuff.
Back to what we were talking about with the presentation and stuff. Another thing though is PlayStation, so they kind of don't really need to. It's like, we're PlayStation, you're gonna buy our shit. Right. Here it is.
Yeah, well, that's because right now they're number 1, which like they weren't number 1 going into PS4. Like they barely were, but going into PS4, so they were all about presentation at that time. I'm kind of a fan. Like it wouldn't bother me if this game generation we're in. Now, I love my PS5 more than anything. Ooh, Atlas. Oh, I think that's a remake of one of the Personas. I think I did see that leaked, and that's going to be happening.
A remake of the Personas? Like, is that the Persona 5 that you want me to
Yeah,
play?
I think Persona 3 is being remade. Yep. That's what this looks like. Because Xbox
this is a straight JRPG.
Well, that's the thing. Xbox doesn't have a big foot in the marketplace in Japan, and they're trying to get more. Like, we're not ignoring you. We want to be part of this space. Like, we want you to play Xbox in Japan. So I think they're doing what they can to make sure that Game Pass is a place to come if you are a fan of JRPGs, if you want to get that kind of thing. So makes sense. Persona 3 Reload.
Early next year.
Yeah. I mean, the original was on PS2, and then they ported it to the PSP, of all things. And I loved it. I had a good time with it as a handheld. So to have it a little more polished, I'll probably play it.
I know you will.
You already sold me.
Hooded swordsman.
Yep.
Coming off a dock.
Getting Obsidian. You already sold me even more.
People don't like you very much, do they?
I don't like them either.
I don't like you either.
I'm a wanted man.
You'll be dead.
Bother to come himself.
Honestly, I don't know what this is, but it does look pretty badass.
Yes, it does.
Oh, I think it might be Avowed. They were making an RPG. Obsidian was. It went before the Xbox Series X even came out. Was announced.
Corrupting our very souls.
But they didn't show much into it. This might be what that is.
But the
It
truth
seems like we're getting a lot of medieval fantasy games coming soon.
I'm for it though.
Oh
Look at
yeah, I play that shit every day.
Look at this shit. I want to be a badass mage.
the way you fight. The power.
But we're finally going to be getting. It looks like also we're going to be finally getting some kick-ass, space fantasy.
I know.
which, I don't know. I missed out on a lot of things, so maybe there are more out there than I think. But it seems like that area was a little weak. Besides Star Wars.
And Mass Effect.
Well, yeah, with Mass Effect out.
I'm thinking this is Avowed. It's got to
What are
be.
you gonna do?
Hopefully it's coming soon because this game was announced like 4 years ago, I believe. Maybe 3, but either way, it's been being worked on for a while. If it is Avowed. Yep. Come on, this fall. Tell me it's coming soon.
Tomorrow.
Next year. Son of a bitch. Come on, Xbox. You guys need stuff this year still. Come on.
Yeah, you need to get your catalog for your new system out there. Otherwise,
know.
why did we buy it?
But that's what I was going to about that kind of thing. I wouldn't be, as much as I love my PlayStation, I'm a PlayStation guy. I honestly wouldn't be upset. Ooh, Lucasfilm again. I love it. Some Star Wars. So I don't think it's Star Wars though. I wouldn't be upset if Xbox took the reins and won this console generation. I think when you get one console that continuously wins the market that they're in, look at Nintendo. They don't besides the Legend of Zelda, besides Mario, they don't innovate as much as they should because they don't have anything to compete against them.
Right.
So Xbox and PlayStation, I wouldn't mind if they keep going back and forth on who the market share is, because that'll always give us
You're going to get the best,
the best
of the best.
things. Yeah, you're always going to get the best games. Because if Xbox starts winning, it just makes PlayStation try that much harder, and they're already making awesome games.
Right.
So I'm not upset about that because I'm always going to be an all console owner.
And I guess it's not every day that you get.
I haven't seen it, but Little Nova is playing a game called Sea of Thieves right now.
Yes, yeah. It started off. I mean, it's meant to be played with people online and stuff, and it started off kind of underwhelming. But they kept putting time into it, with updates and all that kind of stuff. That apparently it's a very good time now.
Yeah, he's enjoying it.
Things will be very different from the Sea of Thieves,
Uh-oh. This is Sea of Thieves 2. Are they finally making a sequel?
This is something about Sea of Thieves Monkey Island.
Oh, Legend. Oh, that's right. The Legend of Monkey Island. Gotcha. So maybe it's
Which
just
I
the
guess
DLC.
Could be a sequel.
Play the new original story for free. July 20th. So there you go.
I'll have to let Little know.
Yeah. Ooh, another world premiere. See, this is the other thing. Actually announcing their world premieres and showing the Xbox Game Studios present. It's just a little bit more polished than PlayStation. No offense, Sony, but maybe you should take notes. The presentation right now just feels a little bit more than what we got during the PlayStation showcase. I'm not trying to knock Sony because everything I do is PlayStation.
Well, yeah, and on the PlayStation showcase, there was a lot of dystopian, future. This seems like a lot of medieval
Aerial
fantasy.
firefighting.
This could be different.
It almost looks like a simulation. Maybe you're a rescue team in
Yeah, what's that called? Like a National Guard or something?
Yeah, that might be a cool. That's a good way to do a game.
Or deep sea driller. Oh, it's a heliport, man. That was like one of those deep sea drilling platforms. That's what it looks like. What it is.
Polished.
Yeah.
Well, this is agriculture aviation. That's interesting. Is this... Maybe this is a giant update to Microsoft's Flight Simulator with the fact they keep showing all these flying vehicles. Because Flight Simulator is badass. If Little Nova hasn't played it yet, you should try it on the Series X. It's cool as hell. I literally flew over the street that I live on. It's nuts.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not like photo, like when you get down to the house, it didn't have like a picture of my house and my cars. I would have sued Microsoft. I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Taking pictures of my house. But it knew exactly the shape of the buildings, the 2 buildings that make up where I live and what, like, the road I was on and stuff. And when
I would have gone out there naked. So
and when you fly over, and when you fly over, like public property areas, like I flew over my job and I could see the entire layout of the, like, I even told my wife, I'm like, that's the entrance I always go in. If you go to that, you can pick me up or bring me food. Yeah, so it's an update to Flight Simulator.
You use Flight Simulator instead of Google Maps.
Damn great.
No, that looks pretty good.
I mean, it is a flight simulator, so you've got to understand what you're getting yourself into. But it was cool. Like,
This
just
is coming soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator as well.
That's what it says. It's Dune. Just for fun, you can get the Dune Dragonfly ship thing. But one of the things you can do in Flight Simulator that I thought was kind of neat is they have the full-on, like, you got to take off from the airport and understand, like, pull the pitch. Or you can just set your flight path where you're starting off in the sky. And it just starts you in the sky. And then you're just kind of using your joysticks to, like, fly around. Be like, wee, look where I am, wee.
There used to be a game, like, way back in the day for computer, like, back with floppy disks, called Chuck Yeager's Flight School.
Okay.
I used to play the shit out of that game.
Hi, Melina here. Speaking to you from our performance capture
Jay,
stage at
if you haven't
Munich,
played the
where we
first
have just
Hellblade,
wrapped
you
our
need
shoots
to.
for
I'm not
Senua
joking.
Saga
Like, you
Hellblade
fucking
2.
need to.
When we
I've been
first
waiting to
showed
hear
the
more
review of
about this
Hellblade
game.
2, it was a look at some of the game's cinematic and immersive action, where Senua faced off against a gigantic troll on the Icelandic coastline.
Senua is fantastic, Jay. I'm not joking. It's amazing.
Today, we're taking you deeper into Senua's story, a personal quest, a unique perspective on the world, and the intimate journey that awaits you in Senua's saga. What you'll see today is all captured by the team on Xbox Series X.
And it's Xbox exclusive now. The first one wasn't. You could play that on your PlayStation, but this one, Xbox bought Ninja Theory, and now it's only going to be on Xbox.
This is kind of cool though. They're actually showing like in-game footage, like not just like cutscenes.
Slipping through our soul.
The other thing, because you didn't play the first one, Senua suffers from schizophrenia, voices in her head. The game is meant to be played with headphones because you hear them all around you, especially if you have 3D audio headphones. And like it really sounds like they're far away. They're right up on you. They're on your left-hand side. They're behind you. It's nuts. It's so good. I'm so excited right now. Good thing this camera doesn't show me from the waist down.
That's why I got mine up so high.
That's right.
There's always a part of you that changes. Part of you that dies. And a part of you that dies.
Over there, that pool. I can feel them. Feel them everywhere. The lost ones. They are watching us. You should never have come here. They can see us. What is going to happen? It's time to find out. Logan
Are they?
Where are you?
What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too
Their eyes everywhere. You can feel them boring into her.
What is she supposed to do? Do something. Ask them.
What do you want me to do?
Our souls fall through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
The atmosphere of this game, like, you got to play the first one. It's so good.
Yeah, this looks really incredible.
They are waiting. There. It's you. What will we do to us?
Touch
I know the dialogue didn't lends itself to jokes.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said, but I kept it inside.
Everything I've done has led me to this place.
We've come so far.
Sorry, everybody, for my third grade mentality.
Everybody's got a third grade mentality. They just need to accept it.
What if we get lost forever? What will happen to them? What will happen to you?
I will not let them down.
She is ready. They know.
Who are these around you, Sarah? Those you have saved, or those you led to death?
I think the first one might be on Game Pass right now, buddy. The first one's called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Okay.
And it was almost like a proof of concept. It's only like 8 hours long. And that's why this one's called Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Now, what we just saw looked really awesome, but I was a little disappointed when they said, like, you're going to get in-game play. Like, I was hoping for a little bit more. Like, that all seemed like a cutscene almost.
Senua is so polished, it kind of goes from cutscene to gameplay. Like, it's almost the same graphic engine. So, I kind of get it. This is the next entry in what it used to be the Yakuza saga, is now known as Like a Dragon. So this will be Like a Dragon 8. Because Yakuza 7 was called Yakuza Like a Dragon. Because Ryuga Gotoko, I probably said that wrong. The name of the studio is Like a Dragon. The name of the games in Japan are Like a Dragon. And they just called them Yakuza here. So they finally switched them over to calling them Like a Dragon. They're amazing. They're funny, good gameplay. Like, they're up your alley, Jay.
I like how they just keep keeping it out of view.
Yep.
Like, she picked up the drink, and then there was like the lotion bottle. That was good. And if I was ripped like that, I would have put clothes on.
No, I'd be going everywhere naked. Like, he just realizes he's naked. Infinite wealth. All right. Early 2024. I'm here for it. Yeah, I would suggest you start with Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's on Game Pass. You can play it right now. And then play the side games Judgment and Lost Judgment. You get a feel for what those series are like.
What I'll have to do is I'll have to get him interested in a bunch of PlayStation stuff, and we can trade systems for a little bit.
That's right.
So I can knock off some of these Xbox exclusive games.
Well, the Yakuza ones aren't exclusive. They're just on Game Pass. You could play them on your PlayStation. And they're worth owning, so if you wanted to buy them, I mean, there's no shame in that.
This is definitely Fallout, right?
Yes, it is.
or play.
It's probably an expansion for Fallout 76, which is their online multiplayer game.
Yeah, I recognize the 76 thing, and
yep.
And for a little while, my son was like, "Save all your beer bottle caps." He was trying to make Nuka Cola caps.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, why?
Fallout 76 failed at launch, but I think that Bethesda went back in and kept supporting it, that it's entertaining now. But it's one of those things where when you have such a rough start, like think about how long it took for Cyberpunk to get a good word said about it, because they had such a long, such a rough release for console. It was always great on PC, but they had such a rough release for console. And that kind of happened with Fallout 76, where it had a mediocre release where nobody really cared about the game. And I think it's good now, but nobody remembers to revisit it.
Yeah, if people want to know how out of touch with video gaming I was, I almost got Cyberpunk for little Nova, who is not of age.
Well, that, and I mean, now you should get it. Not for him, but for you.
Yeah, for myself. I'm just saying, at the time, I had no idea. I'm like, oh, cool.
You didn't realize you could make the character circumcised or not?
I'm just saying, that's how out of touch with gaming I was. I didn't know anything.
Oh, what do we got here? Looks polished. Everything these days look polished, though, because I grew up playing a regular Nintendo. So
yeah, I know.
I see all this shit. I'm like, amazing.
This is an 8-bit graphics. This is great. Capcom.
We love Capcom.
Well, and especially with these, these two new systems, like being able to run at the frame rates that they're running at, getting closer to those. I mean, closer to those PC frame rates.
Well, some games on console outperform PC. Because what happens is consoles are their own ecosystem. They're very easy to make a game for because the console's only meant to run that game. You have no idea what somebody's PC specs are in terms of what their CPU is, what their GPU is, how much RAM they have, all that, whether they're using solid state, storage or regular hard drives, slow hard drive storage. So because of that, like Jedi Survivor ran better on the PS5 and the Series X than it did on PC, and I think it still does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a monster of a PC, it runs fantastic. But you have people with lesser PCs that should be able to play the game, but because there's so many iterations of a lesser PC, it's hard to dial it in. Where the game developers know exactly what they're making when it comes to a Series X or a PS5. It only runs one certain way.
This looks fucking cool.
Cool ass action game by Capcom, yeah. I wonder if it looks like it could potentially be multiplayer, or is it still just one person action?
I don't know. All of a sudden, a bunch of people just teleported there by the looks of it. So I don't know if that was a special ability or is he just summoned his friends.
Path of the Goddess.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be available on Game Pass. Yep. I'll give it a shot. That's the other thing about Xbox. Like, all these things are day one on Game Pass. You look at it, you feel like, it's still worth a shot. If you got Game Pass, it's right fucking there. I really do hope, though, that we start getting some games that say this year's date on it, or else the biggest thing coming out of this game showcase for Xbox is going to be that we still don't have anything this year to play. I mean, they do, but it's not Xbox original. You want Xbox original content for the reason why you bought that specific console and not a PS5, if you've only had the money to pick one.
Well, at the same time, I mean, if the I don't know what you call them, the games that are on everything, they're not exclusive games, are enough to carry your catalog, so you don't have to rush and you can make some supreme games, then I understand.
Yeah, the games that are on everything, they're called third party.
Okay.
First party are games made for the console, made by the studios owned by that console's manufacturer. Second party would be like Final Fantasy 16. It's exclusive to the PlayStation, but PlayStation doesn't own Square Enix. Although sometimes they still call that a first party game, which I don't know why we've got first party and third party and nobody ever says second party. But that's how I've always defined it.
I know you're ready. You got this.
Now, Driving games, they've gotten too complicated these days.
That's why you need to
don't
play Forza Horizon.
But if they let me customize the car, I'll still play
yeah,
it.
that's always and you'll be able to do that in this. This
Yeah,
looks
but
like
a
it's
lot of times you
Forza
got to race,
Motorsport.
and you got to win races, so you can buy the parts.
If you want great, like fun driving racing games, just because you want to play like arcade, like fun driving racing stuff with like challenges, and Forza Horizon 5, not Forza Motorsport, because Forza Motorsport is their simulation driver. But Forza Horizon 5 on Game Pass or on either console, PS5 or Xbox, is the newest Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels Unleashed. It was so good, they made a second one. I love it.
I don't.
You tried it?
Yeah, I tried that Hot Wheels game.
Oh man, it was a good time. I have it on my Steam Deck too, just to play.
I can't get past like the third level on it.
Do you have it on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't make that time run. I can't get it under the time.
Oh.
So I can't move on. So it's like,
pick a different car.
I did.
Oh.
I even bought a car.
More magic. This looks like it's the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Which also is something that we should probably play together. Excuse me. I bet we would have fun Elder Scrolls Online. My wife is also a big Elder Scrolls fan, so technically the three of us could all go questing.
That'd be cool. I mean, like we keep talking about all these different games. Like, yeah, pick one or two of them, and I will definitely get them, and we will play them.
The game I'm currently playing right now that I could use a person's hand in would be Diablo.
Yeah, well, I almost bought it last night, but I don't know. I was him and Han whether I wanted to buy a bigger one of the other versions of it.
Right.
And it was right after I beat Guardians. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I was like, I'm tired. I shouldn't make any decisions right now.
No, I get that. I played, or I mean, I bought just the regular base version of Diablo because I had never played one before. I mean, we've talked about this before. I mentioned it on the last Hey Buddy. So that's why I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. I do like it. If they had a Steelbook version, I might have got it. Now knowing what I know, but I'm okay with the regular version because the regular version is still $70.
Yeah, I mean the other one just gives you like I think a different armor you can.
Yeah,
wear
all of their like even all the things that you can buy through like microtransactions, they're all cosmetic based. Anything that helps you in the game is already in the game.
Yeah, which I like.
Me too, because then you're not buying to be the most powerful person.
Yeah, which,
you gotta earn that shit.
Which we talked about that in the last.
Yes, yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Yep, Necrom.
I was gonna say Necronomicon.
What's cool about their expansions, like if you've never owned an Elder Scrolls Online expansion at all, if you buy the newest one, it gives you everything that came before it.
Okay.
So you're not just buying that one expansion. Like if you never played Elder Scrolls Online, you buy Necrom, you'll get all of the other expansions that came before it as well.
This looks like Overwatch.
I was just gonna say it's exactly what it looks like. And Blizzard, I think Blizzard is Overwatch. Blizzard Entertainment. They also make Diablo, which we were just talking about.
Yeah, Blizzard, yeah.
So yeah, Jay, I'm playing Diablo, and it's the game that I want to keep jumping into until Final Fantasy 16 comes out. So if that's a game that you buy, I will literally tell you every time I go to jump into Diablo.
We need to do it now because once the other one comes out, you're not playing anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying is, like, if you wanted to buy it, I'll literally tell you any day of the week that I'm about to jump into Diablo if you're available.
Okay. Well, then I will purchase it this afternoon.
Also, just so you're aware, and this is a public service announcement to anybody who pays attention to that kind of stuff, GameStop right now still has a buy one, get one free list of games. They also have a list of games that are buy four for $40, pre-owned and a whole list of games buy 4 for $20 pre-owned. And for somebody like you that's trying to catch up on a lot of stuff that they missed, it might not be things that you play immediately, but you're going to get some games that are on that list that you can pick up like cheaper than you're going to be able to get other times. And yes, pre-owned kind of sucks sometimes because you don't get the box. Like sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You don't know with GameStop, but at the same time, at least you're getting the game at a discount.
Well, depending on the game, that won't necessarily be an issue with me.
I keep all of my games. If they don't have a steelbook, I actually put their cases in a tote and put the games in this nice hardcover binder that looks like a book on my bookshelf. That's what I do with games that aren't steelbook. If they're steelbook, they go on the wall. This is Persona 5. This is an offshoot of Persona 5. I recognize their costumes. The real Persona 5 isn't this childish looking. This is this offshoot game.
I forget what they call this art when they take them seriously.
Chibi?
Yeah, chibi or something like that.
Yeah.
Then they turn it more like childish, cartoony.
But the Phantom Thieves, like Persona 5, does it does have to be one of the games, one of the old shit that you play, and I hope you got the time for it because that game is long. It is worth it, but it's fucking long. Now, granted, you probably still put that amount of time playing Skyrim into how long it would take to beat Persona.
I mean, I got over 30 hours in Guardians.
That's what I'm saying. This game is 100 hours. And I mean that, like, Persona 5, not Persona 5 I don't know what this Tactics. Ooh, it comes out this year. I'll play that. I'll 100% play that.
Here's a this year game.
Yep. But Persona 5, the base game, is a 100-hour quest. Like, it's my, like, legitimate save file said 100 hours when I beat the game.
Ooh.
What is that? Dystopian future.
You get a lot from this game maker, though.
Oh, it's Starfield. They're showing us a Starfield trailer, but they're still going to get the direct after the showcase.
Okay.
Not that the field of stars is so vast that we have measured it.
You know what I just realized? I have 2 computer monitors right here.
Yeah.
And I have us, in our stream, in our video here in our stream. And then I have the other monitor that is showing the showcase. And I'm watching our stream with the tiny video instead of the other monitor that has a bigger video. I just realized that's what I was doing.
Well, I got us in full screen, so mine's about the size of a tablet, I guess.
Nice.
A small tablet. I haven't really seen anything yet, but this still, like, I'm already here for it, so.
A lot of people are concerned with Starfield because they felt like it looked too sterile. But this kind of stuff, when you show like the hubs and the cities, looks like it's very vibrant and there's a lot of life to be had there. And honestly, if you're exploring random planets that aren't occupied, wouldn't it kind of be a little sterile besides the wildlife and aliens?
A lot of times, space kind of seems like it would be a colorless area, place to be.
Yeah.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
It's weird that you're wearing basically almost like a regular astronaut suit.
There's some actual gameplay, like shooting guns and slicing motherfuckers, jumping with gravity and shit. I love it. Do we have ship battles in this game? Looks like we have ship battles in this game.
Sometimes I love that, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah. Either way, this game looks... I will be day one here for it. And even though it'll be available on Game Pass, this will be a game that I pre-order Steelbook Special Edition own. Even though I can play it without installing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still going to want to own it.
Yeah, when this comes in,
September 6th, man, which is good because Spider-Man isn't until the middle of October. I was afraid those two games were going to be close to each other, and I was going to make my brain hurt. At least I got a month and a half of playing Starfield before Spider-Man 2 comes out.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna get it. You're like, well, no, it's like, oh, sweet, you bought a new Xbox game. I'm like, no, I bought me a new Xbox game.
Right.
Hand over your system.
Ooh, we got another world premiere. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible 27.
That looks dangerous.
It does.
Whatever that animal is in her backpack, it looked cute. It's a testicle with eyes. Cliffhanger, the video game. Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad video game to do with today's consoles. Stallone hanging on cliffs.
I don't know how many people are going to be watching this, but probably only a small percentage of people even know what you were just talking about.
Cliffhanger is amazing, and everybody should go watch it. Listen, it's a better movie than Over the Top.
This is true. This is true. My favorite part of Cliffhanger is in
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura when they do the Cliffhanger mock-out.
Yes.
With the raccoon.
That is the best part.
A lot of climbing.
I
already feel tired.
It looks like that's what all this game is, because you constantly see her line ran for climbing, so it's got to be a big part of the game.
I felt like that in Survivor. I felt like I was like always climbing something.
You'll feel like that in Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you can climb anything. Anything. It just all depends on your stamina.
Gotcha. This looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, for an
I
indie
really don't
game.
know what the point is, but I don't know how to say that.
I think it's Jusant.
Jusant?
Yeah, just like that. World premiere. I love world premieres.
Worldwide.
This showcase has been pretty packed with stuff. I can't believe it's, 148 already.
That looks like we're really looking like right at the
ocean
water. Yeah. Like somebody like shanty.
That's an oil rig, right? Is it a haunted oil rig?
It could be.
Looks like a scary game to me.
It looks like you just fell.
We don't get very many oil rig scary things. Still wakes the deep. Arriving early 2024. Guys, you need big games for this year still besides Starfield. I get that we got Starfield in September, but you can't hang all your things on Starfield. I mean, granted, it looks amazing, but
when you come to like scary games, I like the ones that are more like mystery solving than just like straight out like
action horror
games,
survival horror.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, technically, one of my favorite games is survival horror, but
what's that?
We could call The Last of Us survival horror.
Yeah, that's true. I don't though. Like to me, I don't know why. It just seems so. It is survival horror. You're right, but at the same time, there's just so much story there. And I've been with it since the beginning. It's like familial almost. Like it's just like a good drama to me. But yes, it is scary as hell in parts.
But even though I wasn't playing,
this looks like a cool action game. Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Yeah,
like an indie action game. Coming 22. Come on, guys, help me out.
But even though I wasn't playing games, one thing I was doing is I was playing stupid, I shouldn't say stupid because people worked hard on them, but hold on, I'll shut up for a minute.
To be returning is Johnny Silverhand.
in the upcoming expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty.
Okay, I'll buy it.
This new adventure reunites Johnny and V on a dangerous spy mission.
Oh, he's got more lines of dialogue than anybody in Cyberpunk, and he's the best part of the game. He's amazing.
Share the screen with you, Idris. It's cool to be a part
Idris
of this
Elba's
game,
going to be
man.
part of Phantom Liberty.
As a player, you'll get to visit Dogtown, an unexplored part of Night City, and rescue the President of the new United States of America. Expect a massive expansion, twists, secrets, and plenty of stuff to do. I know the team at CD Projekt Red just keeps raising the bar when it comes to telling cinematic stories in video games. And I really can't wait for you to play it on Xbox Series X and S. But enough talking. I'm guessing you want to see for yourself, and so it is my honor and pleasure to give you and introduce the official trailer for Phantom Liberty.
You keep talking, Keanu. It's fine.
I just like Keanu because he just loves everything. He's so great. I'm glad that the world, I've always liked Keanu, but I'm glad the world finally decided to like him.
I'm one of those people that I didn't really love him back in the day.
Nothing can stop that.
You know, he was just like, whoa, to me all the time. It wasn't until he got, I don't know, either he got older or I got older, that I'm like, this guy's amazing.
Keanu is great.
And I can save your life. What's the catch? I need you to get to Dogtown.
Attention all Dogtown residents. President managed to crash your Space Force One into our humble district.
Man's got 1,001 reasons to want Myers as a hostage. Sleeper agents. Time to wake them up. So NUSA's tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Stay sharp. We're in the wolf's den now.
Okay, guys, hold on. I'll be right there. I'm still trying to figure out how big I want my naughty bits to be.
I'll be honest, Jay. I know how awesome Cyberpunk is because I've played maybe like 5 hours of it, but other stuff was going on and I lost track of it to the point where I need to restart my game. So whenever you decide to jump on it for Jay Plays Old Shit, you got to tell me because I'll just jump on it and play it with you so that our discussion will be both of our fresh playthroughs.
Someone ratted us out.
You know, B, treason ain't ever black and white.
Well, I'm on the hunt for a new game.
Wherever she goes, people get hurt. Bodies drop.
Just want what Songbird promised me. The cure.
The problem is, expect this to be a game that has, sure, maybe a 50-hour story, but 150 hours if you want to keep doing all sorts of fun stuff and seeing all this world that side quests and.
That's my problem.
Yep, mine too. With a game that's
I get
this polished.
sidetracked so easily.
Especially when a game looks like this and like the side quests are just as developed. You know, like old school JRPGs, the side quest felt like a side quest. With CD Projekt Red, some of the side quests in like The Witcher 3, they're better than the main story. Like that's how big their side quests can be. So like,
Well, just like even like go back to Zelda Ocarina of Time. Once I figured out if I rolled into a tree, stuff could fall out of it. I rolled into every tree I found.
Every tree. Or like even old school Zelda where you could put a bomb on a dungeon wall and open a secret path. You were then bombing every single room you went into.
Yeah, pull it over here, pull it over there.
Every home. What is this game? Simulation, maybe? Every skyscraper. Are we building it? Every roundabout.
It almost sounds like your voice. I thought you were talking.
I was talking.
I heard you say simulation, but then
I was the voiceover. That was me.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I was giving you the "Hey Buddy" voiceover without you. Is this
Well,
a
not
new
that he's without
Sin
me.
City? This looks like
Kinda
it's a
looks
new
like
Sin
it.
City. Which, to
Looks
be
like
honest,
an
like
amazing new SimCity.
I played one like 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago. I haven't played one since, but like I don't know. I'd give it a shot if it's day one on Game Pass.
The one where you build the city and then you're like hurricane.
Exactly what I did.
Die.
Or they let you load up cities that were already made, and then I was like, tornado.
Yeah, that's what it was, tornado. Maybe I don't know if you do. This looks like it looks cool, but it almost looks like too much.
It would be too much for me because I want like the nice epic action and whatever. Like
Like I wouldn't mind creating my own like house, but like I gotta build a whole fucking city.
yeah, this
I don't
is
know.
probably exactly what this is. Cities, skylines too. So it's like a Sim City, I'm guessing. It's coming this year. Hey, there's that this year, October.
But I know there's a lot of people that love
24th.
these games.
Yeah.
I forget what it is, but there's like a it's not Sims but it's like it's either it is part of Sims or it's not Sims, but it's like Sims, but it's like naughty Sims. Like you see everything.
I'll be honest, that should just be the name of a game. Naughty Sims. I would buy it.
Like
Atlas, here we go. Atlas makes Persona and Catherine, which you need to play.
like a dude, like in the bathroom, like you can watch it. I was told. I never saw it. But...
oh God. We got some straight up. Looks like a JRPG.
Definitely a J.
I like it. Like the style of it all looks cool so far.
Yeah.
It looks very Persona-like in its menus and shit. From the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5. The hell is this thing? Must be trying a new kind of... Honestly, creator of Persona, 5 instantly sells me. I will buy this game. I won't even like just wait to play it on Game Pass. I'll just buy it. Metaphor. I'm here for it. That looked interesting. Re Fantasio. Notice how that one didn't say on Game Pass, did it? I think that's gonna be any console. To be honest.
Maybe.
Just like with PlayStation, some of these games, they're for everything. It's just they decided to buy the advertising rights to have it in their showcase.
Humanity's cities have fallen. Our people's only means of survival is to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry. You must explore this world to find the origins of this evil.
It looks cool, but I doubt I'd play it.
And bring hope.
There's so many other things to play. It's probably, even if it is quality, like co-op adventure though, that's what kills me. You make it co-op, then I'm like, maybe I want to play it. I'm serious. Like
one of the reasons... at the same time is sometimes it's like, I'll only play this if somebody else will play it with me.
Right, but that's okay. I'm okay with games that are built that way. I'll be like, when I decided I wanted to jump in Diablo, one of the reasons was because I thought it was a game you could play with other people. And I was like, I bet if I buy this and I like it, somebody I know might buy it and play it with me.
Well, especially, I already know a little bit about the game, so.
Right.
Honestly, yeah, if we're going to play together, I'll give anything a shot. Even if I didn't know what it was, I'll be all right, fuck it. Let's do it.
World premiere.
Ooh, we got another world premiere going.
Yeah, a lot of world premieres. It's kind of funny, like where my camera kind of sits, it blocks out part of the screen. So it's like I kept seeing like Xbox Game Stud. Like the Game Stud. It's so interesting. This kind of reminded me of what Fable was with the steampunk aspect.
Yeah, that's what I was. That first Fable trailer really threw me off guard. I had no idea that's what we were looking at.
This is what I would expect to be.
But it only takes one rebellious little gear
Uh-oh.
to ruin everything. If you resist my rule, if you alter our past, if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy you.
Well, it's kind of neat.
Yes, I'm a fan of anything that's like the steampunk type era. and
Yeah,
this kind of looks pretty cool.
because we don't get a lot of this. That's what makes it. It gives you like this new feeling, but kind of nostalgia feeling too, because it's like old timey, but not.
Clock work revolution. I you know what? That's a write down for me.
Yeah.
Coming in due time. Oh, that's the worst kind of announcement.
Never. Never.
Oh shit.
Thank you all for joining us. Today is a special day for me and the team.
Ooh, Phil Spencer.
I'm excited to see 11 games showcased from our first-party studios. We opened with Fable from Playground Games, which will bring the franchise into the modern era while staying true to its British style and humor. Compulsion and In Exile shared their first original experiences since joining
Clockwork Revolution also did that. That makes sense because
Yeah.
both those games look awesome.
And we are thrilled at how Avowed is shaping up for release next year from the RPG masters at Obsidian.
Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, the offshoot from Fallout 3. Even though Fallout 3 was like Bethesda itself, they gave all of their stuff to Obsidian to then make an offshoot game. And honestly, Fallout New Vegas is one of the best Fallouts, period. Like, that's how good Obsidian is at making RPGs. So Avowed is a pretty high up there one for me, besides Starfield, obviously.
Honestly, I'd have to go back and kind of reskim over the PlayStation one. I almost feel like the games they've released on it, like there's a lot of interesting looking games, but I didn't know like what to expect with a lot of those.
Right.
A lot of these, like it looks like I know what to expect, and I'm kind of definitely interested in playing them.
Well, I think before the showcase, because Microsoft heard all the I shouldn't say it, but disappointment from the PlayStation showcase, that they released a tweet saying that when they show their games, you're going to understand what all of these games are. Like, that was kind of a tweet they put out.
Like some of them, like this could be cool, but you don't have to see.
Yeah, all these, it's right on Front Street. Almost every single game, you kind of know what you're getting in for.
In everything we do. No matter if you choose to play on Xbox, PC, or over the cloud, all gamers are welcome here at Xbox. When it comes to our consoles, we have heard your feedback on two fronts. First, we have significantly increased our supply of Xbox Series X, making it easier for fans to find globally.
It's true. I've seen them in stores.
We know you've wanted more storage with Xbox Series S, and I'm excited to share we have some news there as well.
Oh, an updated version of the console, maybe?
Buy. Spend.
Yep, a black edition of the Series S.
S Black Edition.
Now with 1 terabyte instead of 512 gigabytes.
You know, if I knew how much he was just going to play off a downloaded thing, I might have almost got him an S instead.
What's funny is that they just announced that for $350, like $50 more. 512 gigabytes shouldn't be another $50 at this point worth this.
Prepare for the most
But whatever.
comprehensive deep dive we've ever
Here we go,
done
Starfield
into
Direct.
the biggest game we've ever built. So sit tight and enjoy Starfield Direct.
Okay. Let's go.
If they had said 10 minutes, I was gonna be like, oh shit. One thing I am disappointed about, and our good friend Josh, I mean Josh of Hey Buddy, the Josh, we all know Joshua Reckless, leaving comments here on the side. He just asked if they talked about Gears. I didn't even think about it. There was no Gears of War talked about at all during that showcase, and that's one of their huge IPs. It is a shame. They should have announced like a new, at least announced they're making more or something.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world?
That's all I
and
want.
set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do.
I'm gonna spend 4 hours creating my character.
Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built.
Even though we only have 3 choices.
That would
We've done so much together, but well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
Ooh, it's a walking simulator.
In over 25 years.
What would it be like walking in space?
Where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds.
Over 1,000
Shit.
worlds.
Where to go, it's not ours, it's yours.
Over 1,000 worlds you can actually explore?
Until now, that we have the technology to create it.
Get the fuck out of here.
From the rocks at your feet to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too.
That's incredible.
Galaxy around you.
The problem is, don't get my hopes too high. I'm thinking of like the most in-depth simulator you possibly could have for space exploration.
Yeah.
The star and the makeup of the
I'm like,
planet's atmosphere.
bring a tear to my eye.
We also have an all-new animation system.
I'll be honest, once this game comes out and you and I are playing it for over a month, it might end up having to be the very first episode of Jay Plays New Shit. I do. That's one of the things I love about being able to switch in Skyrim to third person from first person.
At first, I was always in third person, but then I started seeing some of the benefits of being in the first person mode.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely easier to...
I always switched when I was using my bow.
Stumble upon something unexpected.
Oh, yeah, bow, or to like, see objects or loot.
Yep.
But when I'm walking around, it's like, I want to see my dude.
I created him for a reason.
I want to see.
This is all gameplay. I love it when they show us gameplay.
I know. Yeah. Because then you know what you're getting into. Like, is this going to be a game for me?
The fact that you can, like that leap. Oh, booster jetpack. Shooting them.
But even though it's like a space game, it seems like it's...
You to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data
Still
menu.
some like old world, like because like the older looking space suit looks like you're still using
and your inventory.
you know
We love to pack a ton of
um
detail in every object, from all of your weapons to
like ammunition that we got today, but
Right.
like
to food. We just
more
obsess
modern
over
looking
details
guns.
and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you.
Robots.
I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he can even say your name.
Oh, if he can say my name, like you can type your name in it and it can like phonetically pronounce your name, I'm gonna get hard.
Our mission was to convey the
Yeah, I don't understand why more games can't do that.
I know.
to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's the contrast, that's where the visual interest is. Obviously the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home.
Yeah, this looks like something that like might be off in the not too distant future for real.
I think that's what they were going for. They were trying to do almost that realism aesthetic, but then a little bit stylized.
Everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions,
How
or
big
life
is this
events.
file size going to be?
And many planets that are barren, but
Probably not as big as you think, because I think the planets themselves, they're procedurally generated, meaning the world isn't created until you go there.
Well, and also, I remember I thought Skyrim was going to be a big file, and it's like with all that, it was smaller than
I know, it's nuts.
some other game files that shouldn't be that big.
where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
So far, this looks like everything I've been hoping for.
In terms of a space opera.
Yeah.
The opera part of it's going to have to do with the story. In terms of a space RPG, it definitely is hitting all the
what's the story?
Right.
And
but it might not be. I mean, think of Skyrim. Skyrim is the story that you want to make of it. And that could be the same as Starfield.
True.
If you want to be a person that just explores and doesn't even talk to motherfuckers, you probably do that for hours on end and still have a good time. And yet there's probably all sorts of side stories you can engage in.
With all the different worlds to explore, I mean,
city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Daddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
I got a smartwatch.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore.
Space.
They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The fact that right there, one of the landing things said United States means this has a little bit more realism than some things.
Right.
The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together. That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems
and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories.
So that's your main quest, is the Constellation group, kind of like you being Dragonborn in Skyrim, and you can probably just fuck off from. Whoa, that looked awesome.
Yeah.
Everything else we had seen seemed like robots and people. I wasn't expecting a dangerous alien creature out of nowhere.
Of course. I mean, it's dangerous out there in space.
Damn straight.
Consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colony. The city of Sidonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colony's reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space.
The Wild West.
Yeah.
Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Route Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
That's cool. So we're gonna be able to get like a bunch of different feels, even though it's a space game with, you know, different different fantasies within it.
As a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Man.
I'm liking everything I'm seeing so far. I mean, honestly, I figured I was going to, but still, like, I'm excited that they're actually showing a lot of what we have in store.
Serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
The fact that there's so much gunplay,
Brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
you know, makes me feel like this might be a game that benefits from the first person perspective.
Yeah.
Crimson Fleet, it always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Yes.
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience.
I'm very curious
But the most important story
what it's going to be like traveling from system to system. Is it just going to be a bunch of like miniature cutscenes that you see as your ship flies to this system, then you select the planet, then you land?
I would assume so.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Generation system, we scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data,
It's so realistic that it actually takes 10 years to get to the next planet.
That'd be fantastic. you legitimately have to spend all that time flying to the next planet yourself.
Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
Yeah, they create a character. That's what I want to see.
Character journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point.
40 presets is a lot of presets, and then you can go off and
Okay, so yeah, you start with like a basic, and then you tweak it.
tweak it up. Yeah, that's a good idea though.
I don't know, sometimes
It's also the simplest.
when you give me too much
That guy
control,
works out.
Player get as close as possible to make whatever they want.
with the various facial morphs you can blend together, the derm aesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings. It's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
That's the creepiest smile I ever saw.
This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
Oh.
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
So they're really leaning into RPG. Like, these are your skill points you start with because of the background that you selected.
Right. You never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
Is it really you?
I'd punch that guy in the face.
Reminds me of the guy from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
Yikes, that's the creepiest thing I've ever heard. Holy hell.
Skin.
Holy hell.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god.
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
So you were a zealot? Isn't that what he just said?
Yeah, basically. Figured out a hostile one.
And try to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want
September 6th isn't that far away, man. I mean, holy shit.
It's a feast.
We got 3 months and this game comes out.
We go.
Yeah, this is the game we're going to be playing for the next year.
Potentially.
I got over 80 hours in the Skyrim. I still haven't finished that game.
No, it takes a minute.
Well,
if you want to see everything.
I need to get back on the main story is my problem. I'm doing all the side shoots and not the main story.
We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system.
Okay, how's this skill system work?
Each time you level up, you get a skill point.
Right.
Which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
Isn't that how all level up systems work?
Ranks
Sounds
are
pretty, yeah.
challenges associated with that skill.
Oh, there's challenges associated to a skill, so it probably makes the skill even better. That's interesting.
Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
Jesus. That's where my brain's like, what do I really absolutely need? And then I end up regretting it, and I'm like, I didn't put anything into this skill, and I need it now.
Out of the gate, I'm boost packing everywhere.
That's why I was like almost like doing too much might be overwhelming.
Right.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
Sounds like me. That's us all day. That's how I'm playing this game. I can tell you right now.
No guns, all fists.
Every gunfight is me running up, punching motherfuckers in the face.
That's how I played Mass Effect 3.
Oh, that actually got me excited more than I've been through most of the stuff they've showed. To see that guy just run through and punch that guy off. Yeah, that's how I want to play this game. I'm all here for it now. Especially watching the cinematic not cinematic, but the gameplay.
Okay, so almost even in Skyrim, you got your warrior, your thief,
yeah, it's the same thing.
I'm more of a running gun
Just
player.
more advanced.
I like doing a death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them.
There's a lot of ways to play this fucker.
I like blowing stuff up.
Yeah, this game looks fun.
It does.
And not just even story. Like, I'm all here for what the exploration and the world building it looks, but just the gameplay actually looks fun.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism.
We study data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun.
Some of these planets, like the textures they use for the ground and shit, look amazing.
Yeah.
Things that make that world
And then you're gonna have like weird creatures.
when you leave a planet and head into
They haven't
space,
shown as many weird creatures as I'm hoping they would have shown, but maybe they don't want to spoil
Give everything
things.
away.
Yeah,
interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and
but it also might not be, you know, like something that's as important. I know it's weird to say, but like if you're dealing with other factions of humans that are bad and pirates and like these like in the more realistic sense of space exploration, like it looks like more or less the aliens are more bestial than like bipedal talking to you like Mass Effect where they still speak English and shit.
Right. Or maybe you'll find and discover that there's.
I mean, that's the
other
thing. Who
intelligent
knows
life.
what this? That's the thing about this game is that as much as they're showing us, there's still like the
that's
big
why-
question mark of the special things they're not telling us.
Or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be
You can
blown
customize your
away by
ship?
the amount of
Yes,
stuff you can
I know. Isn't that fucking great?
You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship.
I know we're fucking screwed, man.
I have no real life anymore.
What have you done in this game this week? I've built my ship. You said you played for 25 hours. Yes, yes, I did.
I came in under time too.
That's
You
right.
start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your
Holy
ship
shit.
roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here.
Holy fuck.
And you have two ways to do that. You can quickly
That's
upgrade
awesome.
individual systems like your weapons or shields.
Upgrading your ship is that's gonna suck so much of my time up.
You can change
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Because every new thing I can buy or come across, I'm gonna wonder like, oh, do I need this on my ship now? Is it better
just
than
look, yeah,
right?
okay. This color, that color.
An improved grav drive allows for
Hey boy, get over here. What do you think?
Exactly.
You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look.
Don't let me customize everything. I'm screwed.
That's what I'm saying. Almost too much might be like overloading. Like,
But at the same time, it's not, because you think of Bethesda and the quality of RPGs. It's been a long time since we had a Fallout game. It's been even longer since we had an Elder Scrolls, because they're creating games that they want you to play for years. They're not creating a game because they're making the next Starfield next year. They want you to play Starfield for a long time.
To cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
So you're getting your money's worth.
oh yeah. I'm just saying it's gonna be sensory overload.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, with
But
a
I
little
feel like a kid
creativity,
on Christmas already.
I know, it looks so good. It's everything I kind of want right at the moment.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals. The HMS Platypus, as I called it.
All right.
Where it had like a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really
You can make your ship look like anything.
imagination is.
So you're saying that I could make the ship from Robotech?
I don't know if you can do that, but that'd be awesome.
Not the only person who will call your ship home.
Who else lives on my ship? They better be paying me rent.
Lift off when you are, Captain.
You pay me skill points.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
See, this seems like the kind of game that I might actually use my companions. I never did in Skyrim, I'll be honest. I didn't really care. I'm just saying in terms of their personalities, like, I didn't care about them at all.
It was great, actually, because the first time I got a companion early on, and we weren't strong enough, and she died. But I took her armor, which was far superior to mine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Got any room
All
on
right.
the ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet
Like I hadn't even gotten to that kind of armor yet.
think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills.
What are you
will
gonna do
affect
for
how
me?
they run.
Canceled.
And just like companions, those crew members will lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
Oh, is that sexual harassment?
I think so.
Around the core basics of a NASA machine.
You never put me in a position of power.
You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make
What? They're punching people.
And give him a little bit of personality.
That's amazing.
Exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams.
Do you know how many hours I spent just customizing my lightsaber and
Let's take to the sky.
Survivor? Like,
And that's not even a game known for like in-depth customization.
oh fuck.
Yeah, we're getting into it with this game. Let's be honest.
Mhm. This is a game that we have to hopefully, you can play, but like, put it down and pick it back up because I mean,
In the cockpit of your
Oh,
crew
yeah.
space
so
ship,
much to
tells you
do.
that you can do pretty much anything, and that is really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous, and you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way.
So we get to fly our ship.
We've extended that sense of control to ship combat.
Yep.
It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power to your engines will make your ship faster. Powering up the ground tries will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
So you gotta pay attention to how you're tweaking your power allocation.
Weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there.
Okay, I was gonna say, do we have some third-person space combat? Because first-person space combat, I'll be honest, that's where I sometimes don't have a good time with. But you let me third-person and see my ship in space and fly it around, I do
Even
better.
even that can be hard though too.
It can be hard, but I do better with it.
Yeah, because you can see spatially where you are at. Where when you're just first person, it's like you can flip around and don't know where the hell you are.
Right.
So you can just detect at random, like while you're out
Yeah.
there. Kind of just like when you're walking around
in the world, yeah.
Skyrim world.
So I'm wearing shorts, but I'm also wearing boxers. This is a side note. And I thought my shorts were riding up, so I just pulled them down. I pulled my boxers lower than my shorts. So I looked down at my boxers are sticking out the bottom of my shorts. That's ridiculous. Oh,
That's a new style.
it is.
Space is way more than fighting for your life.
Everything they're showing me so far, it looks like a lot, but I'm excited for it. Like it looks like it's everything I want it to be.
Yeah, this looks like another game that's gonna, carry on for 10 plus years.
Yeah, it looks like in 12 years we're gonna have like the 6th remake of Starfield instead of a sequel like they did with Skyrim.
Like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars.
Ooh, they're wealthy if they've got
There are
balloons.
plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
You could just be a pirate to anybody's ship.
Fuck.
I am not
There's
gonna
my
be.
second game file.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
one
just gonna
game
be a
file.
Space pirate.
Oh, yes.
Fly around
One.
and steal ship.
My plan. I'm going to tell you right now. My first character that I plan to create, I'm going to try and play it as a Han Solo,
Some strangers
like the smuggler with the heart of gold. So I might do bad things, maybe if they're bad, rob them, but like still be like that chaotic good. That's my plan in my head. But so often than not, I get into these games and I become like complete paragon, where I have to be the best person ever.
Is that it is a Bethesda game.
I usually do that too, but when I was playing Skyrim,
You
I
steal
immediately
from
became
everybody.
the worst person ever. I'm like, Dragonborn hero, thank you for coming. And I'm like, yep, let me steal this ring out of your pocket.
Right.
Human. We
While you
thought we were
praise
the
my
only
name.
ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy.
That's exactly what we're going to be doing for the next year of our
I
life.
want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
One thing they haven't talked about is accessibility. Certain games, like honestly, the newer Assassin's Creed, one of the things that they do that I fucking love is they give you difficulty levels for different aspects of the game. So say you're bad at stealth, you can make that difficulty level the easiest while your combat is still normal.
Right.
So maybe you're bad at dogfights in space. Can I make that easier?
With our collector's editions.
Okay. Yeah, like
That would-
adaptive.
Yeah, that would be
difficulty.
nice.
Is the
Yeah.
Constellation Explorer's watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game.
How do I get
that
this
acts as
watch?
part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental
I
information.
love
It
exclusive
connects
shit.
to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Eastvan.
Oh, this is the collector's edition.
We
I'm
really
getting it.
took as
Is it
much
available
care
right
to
now?
design this
Where is
as
it?
We did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired
This looks
by
cool.
the cases that the astronauts used
Yeah.
in the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. Got the intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall
$1 million.
functionality and usability of this.
No,
is
probably be like
something
a couple
that's
hundred, just like
in the
the
world of
Spider-Man one.
Starfield
$1 million.
Hey, take this. You'll find it very useful outfit, and it even tells the time.
He got
We
it for
actually
free.
have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome.
Aw.
You know, our favorite controller.
We
What
love this
makes
because
it
it's inspired
custom?
by the actual controls of your
The
spaceship.
paint.
Okay. Like a
We've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox, and this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
yes.
I do like the look of it.
These guys are gonna easily jack probably like $500 from me.
Honestly, I don't think I'll get the headset or the controller right off the bat. Those are things I think that'll still be available after launch. And if the game is amazing, then like I'll be like, okay, I need that.
Well, yeah, I guess I could use my the headphones I have already. They
Right.
Still,
One of our games, we always
still
put so
work
much care
for
into all those
same
little
way, right?
details that breathe life
Yeah.
into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world; it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think that what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds the planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter, ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of.
I am liking this gameplay that we've been seeing. That was the one thing
Yeah.
that I was like not concerned with, but I really wanted to know more about, and it looks like a lot of fun. Not just functional, but it looks fun.
Yeah.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Right, because it's procedural generated, so we can land on a planet that might be labeled the same, but you might get attacked by a certain creature that I didn't even see.
Right. Okay. So you can't like warn each other.
Right. Right. Well, that's the same to do with like randomly like jumping out of hyperspace or whatever, and a ship coming into your orbit and attacking you. Like it's not going to happen to me. That happened to you.
Traitor might be
Right.
there.
Right. Josh says there's no chance he's playing this.
Yeah, I know this is not a game for him. It's right off the bat.
Should be though, because this is like this is everything you want video games to be. Like one game you spend $70 on that like you play for 400 hours. Like that's the best amount, like in terms of cost ratio.
Or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
I don't want to mess with that thing.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
Tell me I get rewards, I'm gonna try and get all of them.
Yeah, rewards or like crafting.
Think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters. We wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
I'm seeing
When
that
it comes
before.
to our exteriors, when the
sure.
sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere.
Jeez.
Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
I know that's a buzzword, but at the same time, you make something more cinematic. I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah, cinematic. I'm listening.
Oh, look at that wide. Oh, this game, I mean, I'm in love.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stand around and look at shit.
I was literally just like 5 minutes ago being quiet. It wasn't because I was just trying to figure out if I could pre-order it already. I'm like, where's the collector's edition? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Every different website trying to find it.
Well, when you find it, let me know.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes.
How much you want to bet the second the show this Starfield Direct, it'll say pre-orders available now, and like that's when they'll all go live. Because when I went to Best Buy, they have an external hard drive that's the Starfield hard drive available for pre-order, but nothing else. So my guess is like they're about to get ready to drop all this shit.
Camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. That way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really
customize your outpost and decorate your outpost. Jay, we're in trouble. The place you live, your ship, your person, we're in trouble.
I'll go back to the day when we used to play Coke music.
Oh, yeah, I know. Coke. Oh, nobody remembers
now
Coke
look
music.
what we can do.
I wonder if that is someplace. You know how like
It's
even though
not,
shut
but
down websites still can exist sometimes.
Well, I mean, I didn't find it. I mean, I found a site that talked about it, but not that it exists like it existed in any kind of platform anymore.
Find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle.
Ooh, you can mod weapons too. We're in trouble.
Magazines,
Everything is moddable.
and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds.
Oh, explosive
I
rounds.
love explosive rounds.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run around with a gun that
Punch
explodes
people?
things and punch people in the face. This is why to me, that sounds like the exact way Josh wants to play. He should play this game.
Stab things too.
You can give yourself superpowers punching them, explode things with explosive guns.
On the side of like what's fun for the player.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic. The animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
The gunplay looks like it's just as like tightly formed as like a Call of Duty or something.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it looked like one of those first-person war games.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat.
Can I upgrade my boost pack? Can I use it like a jetpack? Can I turn myself into a Mandalorian?
Yeah. This is the way.
Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge.
Ooh.
Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G will actually push you backwards.
That's pretty cool.
Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
We also have
Switch.
mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
All right. Oh, you got robots you have to fight? Come on, I wanted to be the only person with robots. I wanted to fight them. That guy just punched an alien.
Like pistols and submachine guns. Or maybe you prefer something bigger.
I'll be punching everything.
Jeez.
Starfield's got you covered.
I feel like they made a giant open world space RPG for everybody. Like playstyle wise, it looks like however you like to play a game, they've got it for you. If you want to be, third person stealth guy, you could do it. You want to be first person Call of Duty like Rambo, you could do it.
If you want to just sit and customize things,
You could do that. Yeah, it looks like you could probably play this game without any combat almost at the same time.
Well, besides when you get attacked.
Yeah, but you could probably run from that. Like, say you have enough, upgraded for your shields, the
Put your
speed
stuff
of your
in,
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just jump right out.
Like all the things they're saying, it looks like you could really play this however you wanted to. That guy went flying. What was that?
We have the Force now, too.
Oh, what was that?
Thanks again for being with us.
And they're not going to explain that part to us. Oh, come on. The most exciting thing, both of us got quiet and like, it's over.
As
What?
we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had.
It looks amazing.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
I'll be honest, Jay, I do take pictures in certain games, and I feel like anytime I send them to somebody, nobody cares, but I feel like if I took pictures in this game, I sent to you'd be like, awesome!
Yeah. I don't usually take photos, but maybe this one might be one where I do.
You spent all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
Audio design,
planets.
The day-night cycle, those details matter to me. Diplomacy, exploration, freedom,
the ending. Vasco, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we've created.
How did we just see a beautiful woman? Where'd she come from?
Brain sprout. I love, but some people might find creepy. I know it's right, Ben. The thing that I enjoy most about the game.
That guy almost looked like he might have been the body double for the Dragonborn.
It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
That direct was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They showed us a lot of this game.
But there's still so much more to see.
Well, that's the thing, and I'm kind of glad they did because
just scratch the surface.
I was already gonna buy it, but I'm actually now like excited for it. You know what I mean? Like I knew, okay, you guys made all these other games I love. I'm gonna buy you, but now I'm like, where do I pre-order it right now so I know I have it? I mean, I have Game Pass, so that's not going to stop me either way. Pre-order now. You dicks, where are you? I'm finding it. I'm finding it.
Watch us pre-order now on Hey Buddy Live.
That's right. Watch us buy it. Well, I'm on Xbox's website, and it still just says coming soon. Where can I buy it? Where can I buy it?
Yeah,
well, that was the
drive that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's on Best Buy. I'll be honest though, this showcase and that Starfield Direct, that no offense to PlayStation in any way, shape, or form, because I love PlayStation, but they should have done this with then a Spider-Man 2 Direct afterward, kind of like they just did with Starfield, and it would have been fucking fantastic.
So I'm on the game maker's official website.
Well, either way, I think
Sure,
I think that wraps us up here with this Direct. You know?
I guess we can try to
I
buy
guess
it
so.
after we get soft screen. I just didn't want to like get there but sold out.
I know. I don't think it's gonna do that. But what do you, as in terms of the showcase in general and the Direct that we just saw with Starfield, okay, let's start with the showcase. Anything in the showcase that jumped out at you more than other things? For me, the biggest thing was knowing that I have more Hellblade. I fucking love Hellblade. You know, I wish the trailer had shown more gameplay, just like you said, but you need to play that first game. That was Senua's Sacrifice was very, very good.
For me, as far as an individual game,
the Star Wars one. I think the Star Wars one's right up top. Outlaws.
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws good. That Clockwork Revolution, it really intrigued me.
The steampunk, yes, yep.
And honestly, I mean, overall, I think just what grabbed me is the way Xbox presented their games. It just, the other one I was in awe, like, ooh, look, you know, this looks cool. But like this one, I'm like,
the presentation was everything, right?
Yeah, this is like, I'm checking out this game for sure. I'm checking out this game for sure. Like, I don't know. I just felt overall it was definitely better showcased.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You know, that Sony has done those state of plays where they just show you a bunch of games and it's cool. And then we had that PlayStation showcase. And I was all excited just because of how all the games that we got to see. And it wasn't until after the showcase was over and we got off after talking about it live here on Hey Buddy that I was like, was I let down a little bit? Like it didn't. And I'm like, I couldn't tell if I was or not. But seeing this now, I'm like, oh, showcase. This is a showcase. This is just, you know, this
definitely felt more of a presentation.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the trailer for like a bunch of games.
Right. Right. And then had somebody come on haphazardly at the end and be like, yeah, you could buy some stuff.
You know shit you're gonna buy.
Right.
Because we're Sony and we own you.
Right. Pretty much. And they do. I have all the things. I'm wearing Sony headphones right now.
I'm wearing Sony earbud.
Yeah. So but I'll be honest, that Starfield Direct was everything I was hoping I would see for this game. I don't even think
Starfield definitely out of any game coming soon.
It's the front of the line.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's above it to me is Spider-Man, and that's because of a childhood love of that character.
Absolutely. You know, that's just because it's just gonna.
But as a pure, I don't know what this is, brand new IP video game, Starfield is the very top.
see with Spider-Man, it's finally going to achieve a fantasy I've had since I was a little boy, where I get to become Black Suit Spider-Man. So I'm very excited for that. But
That
yeah,
is
this
true.
game, it I think it touches on all the gaming fronts that are enjoyable, and all the things I like in a game are all rolled up into one game almost.
If the character, if there was one thing that I could say, not missing, but it's a different kind of feel that this kind of a game. So like Skyrim, we know Skyrim. That's the thing that we go back to because this exact team is the same team that worked on Skyrim, right? Not just the game studio, but the team. So Skyrim's stories, I love all the different mission paths and story paths you can go down, but they could have been more. We're in an era of the cinematic story, of the very gripping character-driven story. If Starfield even has like just 50% more story, like character-driven story in it, it's going to be like, I love that stuff. So everything that they've showed me with then some character-driven story, and it's going to be your the side characters that you meet, because the whole point of a game like this is for you to be in the game. So it's not going to tell you how you feel, because that's how you feel playing the game. But like the characters, if the side characters are like people you fall in love with and you like, holy hell.
This game, from everything I've seen, I'm gonna love it. But what's gonna really hinge upon is how well the stories and the side quests keep me on the edge of my seat. How immersed do I feel?
Right.
Like it could be so vast that I'm like, this is too daunting.
That's the other thing.
I
hope
could
not.
be like so much customization that it's just like I can't even choose, so I'm not
Right.
even gonna bother.
Right.
Like it could be too much, or it could be amazing because I can, I don't even, I just because I can doesn't mean I have to customize how big my nostril flare is. I can just go with the nose that gave me already, but I can
Right.
still customize other attributes that I want.
I could see myself playing this game in a way where like the first time I pick it up, where I'm getting invested, I'm just seeing what this game is in terms of like I create my character, and yeah, I can customize my ship, but the ship that I got is good enough. So I'm playing the quests that I'm playing. Like, yeah, I can customize the place that I live, but it's already well enough that I'm fine with it. And then maybe I customize my loadout. Then I jump onto some other games. Then I get that itch. I want to explore some more Starfield. I jump in it, and now I'm like, ooh, time to customize my ship. And I get really in depth with that next time I'm playing it. And then another game comes out, and I put it off to the side, and I play that. Then I come back, and I'm like, oh, all these weapon mods I could have done. And I get back. I feel like I might play it that kind of way, not on purpose, but just knowing my own, not wanting to get overwhelmed. I might pick and choose how in depth I get with certain systems each time I come back to it.
That's gonna be. That's kind of what I want to do. Like, I want this to be a game where at first, yes, I'm going to be immersed in it because I want to see what it's about. I want to see, but then because there's so much in it, this can be my game that is always in the background. I'm going to play this game, but like, hey, today I don't feel like playing that game. I'm going to go back to my Starfield, and maybe I do a story mission, or maybe I don't know, like if I can, but like, yeah, maybe I might just fly around and trade with people or steal from people. Or
well, that's what I love about, and yes, those games are built for a certain kind of people, and we are those people. But Skyrim, one of the things that I loved is you have so many different, you have the main story quest, but it's just as big as the Dark Brotherhood or the Thieves Guild. And the way that I'm still at
the Thieves Guild,
but what I'm saying is the way that I played that game is like I would randomly pick it up, and just as I felt like doing something in the background, I'd just explore caves that I wasn't in. I'd look for, cool weapons and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I'd get the itch, and I'd do an entire quest line with the character that I created. And then to me, I was like, that was like my mini way of playing part of that game.
But
then I put
I
it
need
down.
to stay more focused that way, because my problem is I'm just like
all over the place at once.
Well, yeah. I go all over.
I feel like Starfield, that's going to be the worst kind of game to do that with, because there's so much there.
If I can keep like, okay, this is, like if I, today I'm going to play, the Thieves Guild storyline, and that's all I'm going to focus on, and I tell myself that, I keep that keep that in my mind. I think that's going to be the best way to, to play the game in chunks.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best way. So that's our Starfield Direct. That's our Xbox game showcase. And because people along the world, people in general, myself included, we all love comparing stuff. If we had to rate our past PlayStation showcase they gave us a few weeks ago, where would that be on a scale of 1 to 10 to you? To me, it was like, after the fact, like a 7. I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the stuff.
6.
So like, it just, at the end of the day, like I was excited watching it. Then like watching it back and thinking about what I saw, I was like, there's just a lot of previews. This felt like an 8 to me. Like this Xbox showcase was like an 8.
Yeah, I would agree. With PlayStation, I was intrigued. With Xbox, I'm excited.
Well, especially because they had the Direct for their biggest game directly after.
But even still, they had Spider-Man, which I was definitely excited for. But overall,
right,
showcase, I'm more excited about games I saw.
Yeah, there's just the random games.
There might be the games that the PlayStation showcase might be even better than these games. But just the way everything was and
presented, yes,
and the visuals, I'm just more excited. I felt more excited. And yes, the whole showcase of just giving us an in-depth look at Starfield, I think definitely brought a bigger element to the showcase.
Oh, big time. It's I feel like
they should have done that with Spider-Man.
They should have done the same thing. Because you know what would have been cool? I would have loved to see, the voice actors for Spider-Man and Miles talk about their experiences. You just get you hyped for that game.
And some of the people that worked on it, and I understand it's not maybe as big of a game with as many hours, so maybe it couldn't be as long or in depth with showing stuff because it would give too much away. But they could have added a lot more elements of people talking about it, and
just like this Starfield Directed, we kept seeing people in the office, not actual anything to do with the game, but people in the office just talking about their experience with it, what they loved, and then you get a quick
on it, or,
and then you get a quick flash of like scenery of something like in-game art and stuff. Yeah, and you're just like, oh, awesome! Like just you're getting your dick hard or your ovaries swollen. I don't know the difference. Either way, what I'm saying is, yes, I think that. After seeing like this felt like a showcase, and I'm glad because I am PlayStation person first, but I love all consoles and I love all original titles coming for game systems. It gets me excited because that breeds ingenuity if you've got great competition, and all I want is the best games to play as a gamer. So I think that should take note. PlayStation should have had a showcase like this.
Oh, hopefully this will spawn some more creative competition between the two, and getting them to always kind of try to stay one step ahead of each other, and another thing, I mean, with Starfield, I mean, yeah, I did get the Xbox X for my son. I wanted to have, because I had the money at the time, I wanted to have all the gaming capability that we could have for these new systems that are probably going to be the new systems for the next 8 years or whatever it might be.
Right.
But you talking and telling me that exclusively Xbox was going to have this game, it was kind of like that little push that I needed to drop that. It was like,
yeah.
And I think I hit it in the fact that here's a gift for you, by the way.
You did that all. I mean, for anybody here that's a Simpsons fan, you did the Homer thing where he buys Marge the bowling ball with his name engraved on it.
It says Homer, yeah.
So yeah, that was our Hey Buddy watch along of the Xbox showcase and Starfield Direct. I hope anybody that watches it had a good time just listening to us comment on it. I really enjoyed what I saw.
Yes, I would have to say I'm very excited to what the next year of gaming is going to bring.
Exactly. So I want to remind everybody, to subscribe, to like us, to visit us at all the places. And if you go to heybuddy.com, that has links to everybody. If you don't want to go there and you just want to hear me tell you, you can go to heybuddy.myspreadshop.com to buy some cool merch. You can visit us on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram at heybuddypod, or you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/heybuddy, where we've got original shows there and more shows to come. They're very fun. Scott and Jay right here is included in one of them, playing old video games. Not necessarily super old, but old enough, old to him, and talk about his experiences. We've got a Power Ranger, right, Power Rangers podcast with a friend of the show, Rob Buck. He runs that. It's available audio-wise anywhere you listen, but the video is only on our Patreon. And then you've got Joshua Reckless and myself talking about random stuff, the movies that we like for the years we've been alive, video games of all time lists. It's a good time. So if you want to get more in-depth with our Patreon, with more content coming soon, because it is still new to us, you can go over there. Again, heybuddy.com leads you to everywhere. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, we appreciate it. Tell your friends, get more people, like, subscribe, and ding that dong thing. And I'll see you next time, buddy.
See you.
Hey Buddy was brought to you by Steve, Wanda, John, and Sharon. Thank God they